Good morning, lovely people. I am here today with another good topic, and if I do say so myself. And today we are talking about self-consciousness and overcoming self-consciousness because it's a thing. It's a huge thing. It's a huge thing for me. It's a huge thing for every woman I know, and probably men too. It's paralyzing, right? Like, we're all so worried and so aware of like every little thing we do and say and like what other people are going to think that you can't concentrate, you can't do anything, you can't speak up, you can't wear what you want to wear. For example, this t-shirt, I love this t-shirt, but it's super tight and I have not hit my goal weight yet, so I basically never wear it because it makes me look like I'm 5 months pregnant. But in the spirit of overcoming self-consciousness, I am wearing it today and sucking in my stomach for all that it's worth. Anyways, so I want to give you some tips, 3 tips that I use to overcome self-consciousness. 4 tips. I just thought of another one. My number 1 tip is to get sure. A big part of self-consciousness and, not wanting to speak up, not wanting to voice your opinion, not wanting to wear something or do something or say something is because we feel unsure about it. We're not 100% on board. So think about, being in a meeting and at work and you have an idea, you have a solution, but you're not 100% sure that it's not stupid. And so you don't want to say anything for fear that people are going to laugh at you because your idea is in fact stupid. So I like to make sure that I'm 100%, mentally and energetically behind everything that I do so that I become impervious to other people's reactions. So if you want to say something to somebody that you're feeling self-conscious about, check in with yourself and make sure that what you want to say is what you actually want to say and that you actually believe it, you actually feel it, it is true, it is in line with your intentions for the conversation. Get on board with you and yourself and your choices and your opinions and your wardrobe and whatever the fuck. And then it starts to matter less whether or not other people hear or like what you have to say, because you know that it was the right thing to do for you in that moment. So that's tip number 1. Be sure. Get on board with yourself. Tip number 2 is get the fuck over yourself. Because the thing about self-consciousness is that it presupposes that people are really paying attention to you. And the fact is that people really aren't. Like, most of the time we are caught up in our own shit. And we are so caught up in our own shit that we are barely registering what other people are doing. So for example, I'm going to use an example that I was talking about with a friend of mine in the schoolyard the other day. At my kids' school, there's a bunch of rocks all around the playground, and the kids like to climb on them and jump on them, and we're all having a fucking heart attack just imagining the kids falling off the rocks and slipping and falling and breaking their necks. And every mom wants to yell at their kids, get off those fucking rocks, you're going to kill yourself. But nobody wants to do the yelling because we don't want everybody else to look at us and say, oh my God, what kind of mother is yelling at her kids? Like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? Oh my God, she's such a bad mother. Her kid doesn't fucking listen to her. But the fact is that I'm not paying attention to what anybody else is saying to their kids because I'm just worrying about what I want to say to my kids. And so the whole thing about self-consciousness is that we assume that other people are really studying you. And the thing is that other people are not, because other people are studying themselves. So get over this idea that if you wear a tight t-shirt in public, everybody's going to be staring at your 5 months pregnant looking belly, because they're not. You know what they're going to be doing? They're going to be pulling down their own shirts and sucking in their own stomachs because they're worried about their own shit. So just get over the idea that people are really paying attention to you, because they're just really not paying that much attention. And that's just a fact that I'm sorry to tell you, but also not sorry to tell you, because once you realize that and embody that fact, self-consciousness seems kind of dumb. Then the only thing you're really worried about is whether you think what you're doing or wearing or saying is okay. And we've already covered that in step 1. Get on board. Okay, so step 1, get on board with yourself. Step 2, get the fuck over yourself. Step 3, tune in to the purpose. So I really don't like doing videos. I'm doing this video and I'm talking to you, and all I'm looking at is my hair, my teeth, my stomach, my tattoos. I'm so self-conscious. I can't, it's like, it's so uncomfortable for me to be on video and talking to people in this way. But I do it anyways because I am tuned into the purpose. The purpose of these videos is to help you, is to give you tools that will help you uplift your life or help you get over things. The purpose of me coming on these videos and teaching you these lessons is so that you can learn things the easy way that I had to learn the hard way. And that's just 100 times more important than what my hair looks like or what my stomach looks like or what my teeth look like or anything the fuck else that I'm worrying about. I have to think, so taking it out of the realm of Instagram videos into the real world, when you're self-conscious at work, you have a solution and you are afraid to voice it because you feel self-conscious about that. It's not about you. It's about the solution. It's about the job. It's about your customers. It's about a purpose that is bigger than you. And if you stay focused on that, on like the urgency of you solving this problem, it becomes easier to push through your self-consciousness. It just does. I still feel self-conscious making these videos, but I tell myself that it's fucking urgent that somebody out there watches this and hears this and gets over this crippling problem. And so I'm just doing it anyways, because it's not about me. It's about serving the greater good. And so if you can tune into that, you can, that's how you learn to suck it up and do it anyway, which is kind of tip, I don't know, 3.5, 4.5, what number am I on? I don't fucking know. Suck it up, man. It gets easier. Everything in life gets easier the more you do it. So just do it, and then it will be done. And either it will be exactly as horrible as you thought it would be, or it won't be so bad, and the next time will be easier and easier and easier. So suck it up and do it anyway. Last tip, tip number 4. It doesn't matter. My favorite one. Ask the question, so? This is actually something that I learned in my working days when I used to work in media planning, where we would write these strategies and we would say, oh, we're gonna do this and do this and do this. And then like our bosses would read our strategies or whatever and be like, so what? So what? So what? Ask yourself, so what? So I'm gonna wear this super tight t-shirt and I'm gonna go out and people are gonna look at my 5 months pregnant looking belly. So what? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna be broke? Are people gonna point at me and laugh and stare? Is the world gonna come crashing down? Are my children going to be harmed? No, so who the fuck cares? If you are afraid to speak up in a meeting, you're afraid to tell a man you love him, or you're afraid of whatever the fuck, you're afraid of disciplining your kids in the schoolyard, ask yourself, so what's gonna happen? Go through the scenarios of like, I'm gonna yell at my kids to get off of this rock and everybody's gonna see and hear me. So what? Does everybody pay your bills? Is everybody in your marriage or in your life no, it's nothing is going to happen. People are going to look at you and then you're going to move on with your fucking life. So what? Right? So fucking what? And once you realize like there's no catastrophe, like self-consciousness is all about catastrophizing other people's reactions. And the thing is, there is no catastrophe here because other people's reactions have nothing to do with you and your life. Like I always say, what they eat doesn't make you shit. So if somebody is judging you because you're yelling at your kid for playing on the rocks, who the fuck cares? That person is nothing to you. And if they're judging you, that's their shit. That's not your shit. So the fuck what? All right, so let's recap. Number 1, get on board. Mentally, energetically, spiritually, whatever the fuck you need to do. Get on board with what you're doing, what you're wearing, what you're saying, what you're not saying. Get on board with yourself. Be aligned with your choices. Number 2, get the fuck over yourself. Nobody is studying you. Nobody fucking cares. I mean, I was going to say nobody fucking cares what you do, but that's not true. But people do not care as much as you care. So remember that. Step 3. What was step 3? Tune into your purpose. It's bigger than you. There is always a greater purpose at work, and choose to act what is in a way that is in service of your purpose. Some things in life are worth momentarily feeling uncomfortable or self-conscious about if it's for the greater good. And step 4, so what? Ask yourself. Go through all the terrible scenarios, catastrophize until your heart's content. And after every single scenario, ask yourself, so what? And if you can find something that you're self-conscious about, that if you do it, an actual tragedy will come to pass for you, please message me and I will give you free private coaching for an entire year. That's how sure I am that it's not going to happen. Okay, so go out there and do something bold and unself-conscious. Wear a super tight t-shirt, scream at your kids in the playground, wear some crazy outlandish makeup, wear a super skimpy tight dress, tell somebody you love them. I don't care. Do something bold and come back and tell me all about it, okay? I love you. Bye.